Let's move on to the last scenario. So the last scenario in the static context is static import. So we have done normal import till now. So I want to explain static import. What is static import? So static import means this is only for a static members only. This will be used only for static members, not for all. And if you do normal import, so what is the procedure? How you are calling the static variables and static methods? If you do normal import, this is the normal import, right? How you are calling your static members of other class?
With the class name dot
Class name dot static variable and static method, right? But if you do a static import, you are not going to use the class name before your members, before the static variables and static methods in another package also. So that's the main advantage of static import. What is the static import advantage? If you do a static import, other package class members you can call directly. No need to prefix the class name. That is the main purpose of static import. So let's go and do that. So I'll show you first how to call. So static variable. But first we have to do static import. Without doing static import, it's not possible. How to do static import? Import static package. Which package? We are calling this package. So that package name, method, programs. So you will get automatically dot. If you put a dot, how many classes are there? But which class we want? Which class members we are calling in this panel?
static members.
Static members demo. From this, which one you want to call? See, which are all public, those only visible there. Other things won't be visible. So I want to call L or D. Just call D. So I can call D directly here now. Okay, just see what is the value you got? 0.0. Because why 0.0 you are getting? The value is not assigned, right? That's why. Value is not assigned. That's why you are getting. So otherwise, you import the L. What is the L value?
100.
You got 100. Are you prefixing any class name before this? Not necessary. So that's what the static import and normal import you should understand. But any case, one package class members you are calling in another package, what you need to do? You have to first import that package and class. You have to import package and class. So that is this. So any is a normal import or a static import, it doesn't matter. So can you apply static import for non-static variables, non-static methods?
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Yes, sir.
How can you say yes, madam? How can you use for non-static?
No, sir.
The static import is only for the static members and static methods. Static variables and static methods only. Not for the non-static methods and non-static variables you cannot call. Static is different part. Non-static is different part. I already told in the variable time. right? The memories are both are different. Clearly explained there. I don't know whether you are following that videos or not. Very clearly told. This is the before running the code, the static data will go and store in the memory. That is method area memory or class area memory. Non-static data only at runtime. Runtime only your code will execute. Runtime only memory allocates for the non-static data and non-static methods. You have to understand that clear difference is there. Don't mix them. Completely it's different. Okay. And so let's call the methods. Static void method. So division, right?
Yeah.
Not visible. Why? I didn't import, right? How many I can import like this? So I'll put a full stop here. See, dot star, you do that. You don't need to do multiple of same class. So now, see, now it is visible. Any data, see any method you can call. This is the both void methods.
Random.
Otherwise, I'll call that float ft equal to just call this variable. See, I'm not using again the class name. That's the only one thing you need to catch it. Yeah. So what is the other method I need to call random number is plus generate, right? That's it. See all the things directly you call. Even though other package, we did a static import and we are able to call all the members of this class here directly. So that's all about static. Let's move on to the non-static. Any questions before moving on? So I would suggest make a reminder every day you read this methods topic. Every day until you get each formula in your mind. If you are neglecting that, you will cost it a lot. Definitely will face a lot of problem in the Selenium automation. Not only in Selenium, even in Java also next topics. So even I am creating methods there, nobody knows how to create methods also. That's a bigger problem. Why? Because they didn't practice here. How to create methods, they are not able to do there. Did I give syntaxes or not? Did I give syntaxes and how to call them also I have given here, right?
Yes.
Then why you are not able to do there? That means practice is not there. Enough practice is not there. That creates a problem. Okay, so non-static method or instance method. What is mean by this? If method prototype line doesn't contain static keyword, then that method is called static method. So non-static method, non-static method or instance method also we call this. So the syntax of instance or non-static method is access modifier, return type, method name. So it can be with parameters, without parameters, both. Okay. So curly bracket, method body, and logic, curly bracket ends. So parameterized method, parameterized instance method. If a method contains parameters, then that method is called parameterized instance methods. Access modifier, void, method name. So data type P1, comma, data type P2, comma, data type P3. So it's up to you how many you want to take. Don't give, I have given 3, you are also giving 3. Please read that I told you the parameters count can be 0 to n. N can be 0, n can be 1, n can be 2. Based on how many you want, you decide. You are the developer. You need to know how many parameters you want to take it. So that many parameters, parameter syntax is data type, parameter name, comma, one more parameter you want, first data type, parameter 2. So this is how you can create the parameters. So this is a simple example, public void set emp name, string name, only one parameter. Non-parameterized instance method. It doesn't have any parameters in the parentheses, then that is called non-parameterized instance method. So without void, what is the syntax of instance method? Access modifier, data type, method name, parentheses, curly bracket, logic, return variable. So curly bracket ends. So protected string get emp name. So parenthesis. So this is the example. See, for this example, so access modifier is a protected. Data type is a string. Method name is a get emp name. So no parameters, curly bracket. So return the name. Maybe this name already set up in the global variables or some setter methods, anything. Here we have written right setter method. Yeah, this will set the value and that value you are asking to return. It will return. So next, another one with the parameters. Access modifier, data type, method name, bracket, data type P1, comma, data type P2, logic, return variable. Okay. So these are the 4 type of methods, 2 void methods, 2 without void methods. These are the non-static methods. Okay, you created non-static methods. How to create the syntaxes I have given. Suppose you assume that you created them. You created them in your class, non-static methods are there. Then how can you call them? How can you execute them wherever you want it? So are you understanding? The class is having non-static methods, non-static variables. How can you call them wherever you want it? How can you execute them wherever you want? Just till now, we learned about static methods are there in the particular class. Same class how to call, another class how to call, another package class how to call. I have shown you 3 scenarios. Now, non-static methods and non-static variables are there in your class. How can you call them in the same class? How can you call them in another class? How can you call them in another package class? Again, same 3 scenarios. So 3 scenarios for the static, 3 scenarios for the non-static also. Applicable, same, but only single concept for non-static methods, non-static variable concept. That is, how can you access them? See that. How can you access or execute non-static members under main method or any other static methods? Or any other method. So not only static, any other method. So same class, it is different, but any other method, any other class methods, only one concept is create an object for the class. Just create an object for the class. Only for a class, you can create an object. Not for any other thing. Only for a class, you can create object. Class is a template. Based on that template, you can generate the objects. So that means for objects, you need a class. If class is not there, object doesn't exist. So how to create object for the class? Using new operator or new keyword. This is the one is creating a new object every time. If you write every time new class name, that means what? It is creating a new memory in the heap area where it will, when you create object, where the memory occupies?
Heap area.
Memory. So I have shown you already, but I don't know how many of you remember them JVM memory areas.
Heap area, stack area, PC register, method.
Right, I'm just Java introduction, I think. So this is the one. When you create object for the class, only at a runtime you will create object, not at a compile time. So only at runtime the memory allocates. You declared the non-static variables and non-static methods. If you are not creating object for the class, it won't allocate memory here. Only when you create object only, it will allocate the memory. Are we good on this point?
Yes, sir.
How to create object?
Using new keyword.
By using new
By
keywords.
using
By using new
New
keyword,
keyword.
New keyword.
we'll do that. By using new keyword, we are going to do that. So that is the how to create object for the class. But what is the syntax? First, so class is a data type, right? What is the data type of a class? What kind of category is the class? Class comes under which category of data type?
non-primitive data.
Non-primitive data types.
Data type. So this is the reference variable equal to new class name parenthesis. So this is the one how to create object for the class. See, this is the data type, variable name, assignment operator. Assignment operator, what it will do?
It assigns right side value to the
Right
left
side
side
value, copy to the left side.
Right side value, copy it to the
Left
left
side.
side. That means this is the memory address. So when you create object, memory will occupy right in the heap. That has a one memory address, that one integer number. That integer number will copy it to here in this variable. So reference variable means any variable that point to the object is called reference variable, referring to this object. This variable is pointing to this object. That's the reference variable means. So what this reference variable holds? The address of the
Object.
object. So which is the object here? The right side one. This entire thing is called an object. So this address will go and store here. So you need to understand each and every word in this line. What is meant by each word? So let me explain. Please note down if you don't know. This is the class name is a non-primitive data type. So this is the reference variable. So this variable data type is a class type. So this is the assignment operator, which is copying this object address into this variable. So anything in this memory address, whatever stores, what will store in the memory address? So all non-static variables and non-static methods will go and copy there. If I create one more time new class name, a new memory will create. And this memory is not same. Both are different. That memory address is different. This memory address is different. Even though they are in the same heap, but this is the one memory and this is the another memory. Both addresses, memory addresses are different. So each address, same non-static variables and non-static methods will store. So which object reference you want to use to call them, you have to decide it. That is the reference variable. So calling the non-static method and non-static variable is reference variable dot the non-static method. So how to call non-static variable? Reference variable dot non-static method. This is the only concept you need to remember. So in the non-static case, what are the steps you need to follow? How to access the non-static variables and non-static methods of any class? What is the first step?
Create the object for class.
Create an object for the class. That's the first step. What is the syntax? How we will create an object for the class?
Using new keyword.
Using new keyword. So what is the syntax?
Class name.
Class name, reference variable, equal to
New
new
class.
New class name. Okay. So I missed this part, right? I didn't explain this part. Only this till this line I explained. Okay, let's move on now. So this is the new keyword. Every time if you write a new memory will be created in the heap area. And this entire thing is called object. So new space class name parenthesis is called object. So anywhere if you see this format, what is meant by that? It's an object. New class name parenthesis, if you see, that's an object. Then what is this? Only this class name parenthesis. It's a default constructor. What is this? Only class name parenthesis means default constructor. Default constructor. So every class has a one default constructor automatically created by compiler. Even if we created a class, right? This class also has a one default constructor automatically. Even if you don't create also, it will be there. Compiler will create one default constructor for every class what you are creating. Okay, is this clear? Then how to access them? With any members of this class, you have to use this reference variable. Like we are using class name to call the static members, right? Here to call the non-static members, you have to use a reference variable. Reference variable dot non-static method. Reference variable dot non-static variable. That's the only difference between static and non-static. Other than that, everything is same. The structure, but only static keyword will come for the static. Static keyword won't come for the non-static. So what is anonymous object? So now you have this left part, right? This won't be there in the anonymous object. Anonymous means what? Nameless, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same. Create an object for a class without a reference variable. Then that object is called anonymous object. Only this part. Only this part is called anonymous object. So how to call non-static method with anonymous object? First create anonymous object dot non-static method. One more method if you want to call anonymous object dot non-static method too. Here, can you tell me how many objects will create here?
2, sir.
Are they same?
No.
So not very good. So this memory address is different. This memory address is different. Every time, remember, every time you call the new class name, new memory will be created. So this memory address is different and this memory address is different. So you can create n number of objects for one class. So this is the one point. Did you know that in Java, you can create multiple instances of a class to store different data. Each instance, for example, each object, the data is different. So that you create a different objects. Each instance is nothing but, instance of a class is nothing but an object. So object definition, what is the object definition you can give? An instance of a class is called an object. An instance of a class is called an object. So in object-oriented programming language, a class is a template or a blueprint for creating objects. You can create multiple instances of a class, each of which is called an object. Each object can have its own attribute value and behavior. So attribute value means data. Data where you can store? In which concept you will use?
Variables.
Variables. So behavior means methods. So on this data, what action you want to do, that you will write inside the methods. So that's all about non-static. So let's go and do the coding, okay? So that you will get a better idea. So non-static members, I'm going to create all the, what is the non-static variable syntax?
Access modifier.
Data type.
Variable name equal to value.
Let's create private. So let me declare a string s equal to, so Java. So next I'll declare, so double d equal to 10.15, protected, float f equal to so public int I equal to 25. Okay. So let's go and play around with the characters. Okay, character ASCII codes, how it will change. We'll play around with this. Okay. So first method I'm going to create. So what is the first method? Void without parameters.
Void method name. Parenthesis. Plot.
So I'm taking a private void. So char demo. So basically I'm typecasting demo I'm going to show, but a character also I'll play around with the characters. So if you want, you can put a typecasting also, not an issue. So I'll declare some characters here, small a. Okay. So local variable, right? So what is the local variable syntax? So
Data type
variable
equal to value.
Equal to value.
So did I follow this syntax or not below?
Yes.
But formulas are very important. Next. So I will assign. So basically, I will sum. First typecasting I'll show you a few more. Already I've shown you, but once again I'll show you. So I'm going to. I want character. Okay, I want character. C1 equal to C minus I. So it is throwing error.
Typecast.
Type mismatch.
So what is the reason here?
Float value. Oh, sorry. Integer value.
Cannot integer value.
Integer value.
Characters both are different.
So now what is this integer here? What is the value you will get here? Can you tell me? What is the ASCII code of small a?
60.
97.
97.
97.
97. Okay, small a is 97. So now 97 minus
25.
25.
So how much you will get now?
72.
So it is
72.
72. So, but this is the 72 is an integer number, right? But what you are expecting?
Character.
What is the character of 72? So typecast it. So add cast to this one. So that's how we can typecast it. So 72 ASCII code character is C1.
Let's see.
Next. So you play around with all other things also. Like, so I want to see char C2 equal to C plus 5. So what you will get it? Again, here also typecasting. Do the typecasting. C2 value is. So like this, you write your own code, okay? So there is no problem at all. So I want to do one more. So long L equal to D plus F minus plus I. So why it is throwing error?
Integer and long got different
Float.
memory.
So what is the memory you will get here and what is the memory of this long?
Long 64.
Long
sir.
64.
Integer 30.
What is the memory here? What type of output you will get first? Tell me here.
Float. Float.
So what is D? D data type?
Double.
Float,
Yes,
integer.
float.
So double float to integer. If you sum, what type of data you will get? Oh.
Float.
Decimal value.
Okay, that at least. Thank you, Nikita. At least you told decimal. That's enough. That's a fundamental basics. Those are all. It's not related to Java, madams. Is it Java?
No.
Then why are you not able to tell them? So that's okay. So at least decimal you would have told that, right? But I'll tell you Java concept. Whichever is the bigger memory size in the expression, that only you will get. That means you will get a double data. See, it is very clearly saying double. So you cannot convert a double to long, it is saying. So what you need to do, you convert this also to long format. So typecast it. Basically, I'm consuming all this global data here in my methods. Did I use or not? See, I used I have used F, D, I, so everything I am using here. So that's how we can play around with characters and typecasting. Next method. So what is the next method? Access modifier, void, method name, parenthesis,
Data
type,
parameter P1.
data type, parameter 2. So 2 parameters I'm taking. But what I'm doing here is, let me tell you. I'll do that later. Okay, first. Public. So void. I want to swap with the third variable. Swap with a third variable. So int x, comma, int y. Swap with third variable. Int x, comma, int y. So now, before swapping, x value is plus x. Y value is plus y. So now you need to declare one temporary variable. So temp equal to, so what you need to do, first step. So let me write a step by step. Step 1. What is the step 1? Assign the first variable x to temporary variable. This logic I am using in the bigger programs. Please remember this logic. Okay. Step 2. What is step 2? Assign
Y.
X
Y
value
to
to temporary.
So y to x you need to assign. Just assignment operator we are using here, not more than that. Okay. You're just using assignment operator. So simple thing. Step 3. Assign temp value to y. So y equal to temp. That's it. So it's going to swap it. This is the logic you are going to use in the arrays concept when you want to change a first position value into second position value into first position value. This is the logic you are going to write. Is it simple or not? That's why I'm explaining here first small programs. Later I'm going to use in the bigger programs. This is a very simple logic I'm going to use in the bigger programs. Any questions here? Next one, next type of method. What is the next type of method? Void methods are over. What is the next type of method?
Without void. Without void.
What is the syntax?
Access modifier.
Modify data type,
Written
method name,
Method name.
parentheses, curly braces, logic,
Return.
return
Return
variables.
That's it. So access modifier, I'm not putting anything. Default I'm taking, or you take a protected. Okay, protected. So data type, I want to return random integer number. So how can you generate the random integer number in 1 to 100? So generate random integer number. So how can you generate random numbers? First of all, tell me that. Yesterday I already told this concept.
Using math.
Using
Math.
what is math?
Dot math.
class.
Huh?
Math.
What is
Gen-
math?
Inbuilt Java.
Inbuilt.
Math is a class.
Math is a class. Which package it is available?
Lang package.
Lang package. Generating the math class, generating the random number from 1 to 100. So can you tell me how can you call return type static method? Other class return type static method. What is the formula?
Data
What-
type variable name equal to
Data type
variable name,
equal to
class name,
class name,
class dot
hmm,
return type static methods.
return type static method.
Static.
This is what I want from everyone. Okay. Already I completed this topic. So I want to ask selected persons, but Kiran already started. That's why I gave up. So what is the return type? You want integer. You want integer, right? That's why integer. Rand number equal to. So class name is math dot random. But this will generate, but you want into 100, right? Multiply by 100, you do that. But what it will happen, so this will give you double data, right? So math dot random, what it will give you?
Yeah, decimal number, 0 point.
So 0 to 1 only it will generate. But if you are doing multiplication, what will happen?
It will round, it will become integer.
Ayyo, madam. How it will become integer, madam?
Oh, still double only.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How it will change without doing any process? So this is double, right? This is double 0.75 something. Multiply by 100 you are doing. So 775 dot, for example, assume you got 753.753 you got. Now how it will change 75.3 and so on, you will get, right? But the left side, what you are declaring, integer you want. So what you need to do here?
Typecast.
Typecast it. You convert the double data into integer. So left side integer, right side also you made it as an integer. That's the typecasting. So I covered typecasting so many times. If you forget, the definition also I'm giving here. Converting one type of data into another type of data. That's it. And exercise, make a note of exercise. What is the exercise? Write a generic method which generates number in given range. That means you have to give an input for that method, and in that range only it has to generate the random numbers. Okay. Are you clear? Are you clear or no?
Yes.
If I give 10, 1 to 10 only it has to generate it. If I give my input value as 100, it has to generate 1 to 100 only. If I give my input value 1000, 1 to 1000 only it has to generate. Is this clear?
Yes.
So what is changing here then? That change dynamically, you are giving a value only changing. Then means how many parameters you need to take for this method? How many parameters you are going to give for this method? What is the input, madams, for this? We already
Like
given the
two.
right?
Range, so 2 parameters. You have to give the range.
What is the 2 parameters? Why 2 parameters, madam? Given input, otherwise I'll write a given input. You are thinking about range means from to both. So that's my mistake. Given input. Okay, is this clear?
Yeah, then 1 parameter.
One parameter.
No. So the input is only one parameter you have to take. That parameter can be 10 or 100 or 1000, whatever it is. So that you prepare a method and so post it here. Clear?
Yes.
Any questions here?
No questions.
Okay. So next one. Yesterday I forgot to give one more program. So program 2. Create a method to convert Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius. Okay, write this program also. Now, so I want to generate the given two long integers. Which one is big? Get max number. So long L1, long L2. So I'm giving a given two integers. Which one is the bigger one in this? So you return that. So first, I can write directly written only, but just writing few statements. Finding bigger in L1 and L2. So where you can find this max number? Directly you have a method. Math
Yes.
class, we have a max method.
Sir, system.out.println, right? It entered error.
Where is the error?
47th line, sir.
There is no error in the 47th line. Where you are seeing a cross mark? 47th or 46th?
47, sir.
Where is seeing 47, sir? So you need any glasses? Just check, sir. So where is this 47 line? You are seeing any cross mark? You are seeing 46 line. Is it 47 line it is showing for others or 46 only?
No, he meant to say instead of out, you wrote
Out
error.
it is an
But
error.
it is fine. You can write error.
I can write a print statement, right?
Yeah.
I can write anything in the method body, right? Method body, I can write anything. So I'm just telling how can you get max number in the given these two numbers. So there is a method in the math class that is max method. And there is a method in the math class min method. Min method will find out the minimum number. Max method will find out the maximum number. So go and explore the math class. Okay? Go and explore the math class. Write this method. So I'm returning. So return. So I'll write in this math dot max. So you have a math dot max for a doubles, for a float, for integer, for long. You can practice any one of them. So L1 I am calling, 2 I am calling. Single line, it is over. So did I follow all the methods? Did I follow all the methods or not?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. Now let's go and call this. This is the one method. This is the another method. All void methods are there. Parameters are this global start. Sorry, global non-static variables are there. We have all types. All non-static data. This is the non-static data. This is the non-static methods. Then how can you call them in the static method? This is a static.
So I need to
These are
create an
non-static.
object.
So first step is
Create an object for that.
so create an object for the class. So what is our class name?
Non-static.
Non-static
member
member
string.
string.
So this is the one. So using new
Keyword.
operator or keyword, whatever it is. So class name reference of
Reference
object,
where
Variable equal to
new
new class name.
class
class
name.
name.
Anywhere you go, you want to access any class non-static methods, non-static variables. What is the first step you have to do? This is the one.
Create an object for the class.
So I hope you won't forget, right?
Yes.
Class name place, I am putting class name. Then reference variable. NS obj equal to, so new class name parenthesis. So now this has a memory address. This is the object reference variable now. What is the object reference variable? NS.
Yes,
obj.
obj.
So this is your object and this is your object reference variable. Now call one by one. Let's go and call the one by one scenario.
Okay.
How can you call non-static void method under main method?
Object reference dot non-static method.
See, what is the object reference?
NS.
NS obj.
OBJ.
NS obj dot. What is that? Char demo, right?
Yeah.
See. Executed. Next. How can you call parameterized void method?
Object reference dot parameterize non-static methods.
Object reference dot
Parameterize
Method.
non-static method.
swap. Anything that doesn't matter. See, x34, y40. After swapping, x40, y34. Okay. So next. So return type method. This is the, you put 1,000 stars for this formula. How many times you will use this formula? I cannot say that. Most of the times used formula this one. Because in the Java, in Selenium, you have a return type methods. Return type methods means what? They will give the data to you. They are giving the data to you. You have to store it somewhere and use it later lines of code. Is that enough? Or you need more explanation? Why do you need this much importance for this formula is every method. So going to return the data, right side one, return the data and you store here. And what is this data type? What type of data this method is returning, that you need to write here. So now what is the method we have? So this one, right? So this is returning a what type of data? Return type
Integer.
keyword. Integer row. So write integer. Variable. What is the variable? Rand num equal to. So object reference. What is the object reference? NS
NS
obj
obj
dot generate
random numbers. Generate number.
random. See, execute it and you will get a 36. Execute again. 21. 82. Every time 1 to 100 it will generate. What is the last formula? How to call return type method in the print statement. Why you need to call in the print statement? Can anyone tell me? Why you will call in the print statement?
Since it returns a value,
Since it returns a value,
you can either store and then print, or you can just directly print it.
directly print, right? That's what. So this is what you need to understand. See how Lavanya understood. So either you can store in the variable and use it later, or you directly print this method output. Instead of storing and printing again, instead of 2 lines of code, your requirement is you want to print that method output directly call in the print statement. Are we good?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, I will use this number I will use here. Okay, is it fine, right? I can use it. So yeah, that's why I stored here to consume in the next lines of code. $150 and $70 max value. So it didn't print it. Max value is 150. So 150 and 77. Okay, 150 is the max. You are getting correct value, right? That's it. So the last one, how to consume variables, static variables, non-static variables, basically, right? Non-static variables, how can you call them? How can you call them? So let's say I'm going to consume all of them here. So double output equal to, I want to call all this data. This data, this data, this data I want to use. These are the non-static, but you are calling where? In the static. But it doesn't matter static or non-static, but how to call non-static numbers?
Object reference dot
NSOBJ
static
dot
variables
D
are non-static methods.
plus NSOBJ dot I plus NSOBJ dot F. How I am calling all the non-static members? Object
Using
reference
object
dot non-static variable. So any questions? Are you clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's all about so this is the same class how to call non-static variables and non-static methods. Okay, that's it for the day. And we'll meet on Monday, but